Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. It's already the third week of January, and how are your goals going? How are all of those habits that we were supposed to get started with January 1st going? Because for me, it's been a slow start, and it got me really thinking. Once you get into like the third, fourth week of actually doing this, you realize either you put too much on your plate, you put too little, or the habits that you have in your routine are maybe not things that are working for you. And this year, I think I finally figured out the things that have actually been working, even though I'm not trying to stick to those habits every single day. So I wanted to share with you what those habits are, the things that I've been doing in order to actually feel a big difference in my day-to-day life, my energy levels, my motivation, the flow of my day, all of these things. And I wanted to take you guys along with me for a couple of days and show you what those habits are and what are some of the things that maybe you would like to input into your routine or that you can get inspiration from. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get started. I already had mine because I'm going to the gym. And on that note, one of the habits that I've been trying to implement is obviously movement, working out, all that fun stuff. I've been working on this for years, as there's been a million different like stages of my life and what I've been doing, but at the moment I am trying to go to the gym a couple times a week. And this week I missed a workout. So here we are, Sunday at 8 a.m. going to the gym. Huge disclaimer, this is the first time ever that I am going to the gym on a Sunday. This is typically not what I do, but honestly, I felt like it. I want to hit those marks, and yeah, it feels so good to work out. So let's do this. Alexa, turn on morning lights. Okay. One of my favorite habits, and definitely one I've been doing for a really long time, is to check in the morning. I take a few minutes to just journal my thoughts and check in with how I'm feeling for the day, take a few minutes to plan my day, and it's honestly one of my favorite parts of the morning. Today it ran a little long since my husband decided to join me, but this is one of my favorite ways to start the day. It allows me to start centered and with intention, and it is just one of the most life-changing things I have ever implemented into my routine. Good morning. Happy Monday. I didn't end up checking back in with you guys last night, but I had a very productive Sunday. Filmed some videos for you, so stay tuned. In the morning, I did some of my other habits that I like to do every day. Checking in, which is something I just can't miss. Sorry about that, my dishwasher's going. And then I went for a walk. Specifically when there's already some sun out. I am obsessed with this. Ever since I started doing this, my mood just dramatically changed. I feel a lot more energized and positive and happy and all those things. It's just so good for you. And I got myself ready for the day. And that is one of the habits that I have started to implement. Honestly, it makes such a difference when you work from home or you're stuck at home all day. It just makes you feel so much more put together, productive, and like you are ready to tackle the day. It's currently Monday morning, a little before 9, and the first thing I do every Monday, the first hour of work every Monday, is to plan my week. So I used to do this on Sundays. If I did stuff on Sunday, if I just didn't have time to do it on Sunday, I would always feel like I'm behind on Monday, and I hated that feeling. So now it's just stuck into my schedule. And if you don't already do this, if you don't take a few minutes to just plan your week, oh my God, guys, you have to start implementing this. It's the thing that allows you to kind of like keep everything together, work towards your goals, your life organized, and it's just something I've been doing for years now. Also, may I just note, I really miss my coffee right now. My French press is in the dishwasher, so I can't have coffee. We've all had the habit of eating healthier at some point in our lives, dieting, all that stuff. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on having a high protein, healthy breakfast every day. I failed a little bit on this one and still needed a few more grams of protein, but it's a good, easy start to having healthier eating habits. And I've noticed it helps me to avoid a little bit of that mindless snacking throughout the day. Productive day so far. We've done a bunch of our habits that I'm trying to implement for the year, and one of the things that I'm trying to incorporate into my life is, instead of focusing on a gigantic to-do list, I am trying to focus on 3 to 5, ideally under 4 things every single day. So that doesn't mean that my to-do list only consists of 3 things. I have a bunch of things I would like to get done for today in my computer in Sunsama, which is the app that I use for planning. But every single day I write down in my handy little list 3 things that I would really like to get done today. Those are my priorities. They're usually in order of priority, and these are the things that throughout the day I want to focus on. So we can cross one off already. We're doing pretty good today. I think this is honestly such a helpful strategy because sometimes it can be very easy for ourselves to get overwhelmed with all the things that we have to do, and it's not very realistic to assume that you only have 3 things to do every day. That's not how most of us are. But if you can just have a list where all that stuff lives outside of your head, it's captured there, it's safe, and you kind of have it organized in a way that it's easy to access, and a specific list of the things that you really want to cross off, get done that day, I feel like you will find that every single day you are more motivated because you actually complete a list. And there's nothing as satisfying as that, right? This has been something that I started this year, and honestly, I've seen a huge difference in my motivation and kind of like that feeling of, yes, I'm done for the day completely as I started to do this habit. So one of my top priorities for the day should take me like 2 or 3 more hours. So let's get ourselves a cup of matcha and let's get to it. I'm definitely not the most organized person in the world, which is why I've tried to incorporate a habit into my routine of tidying and cleaning up before I go to bed every single day. The kitchen is my #1 priority in this matter, but honestly, if I can just pick around the entire house, that's my goal. It usually doesn't take me more than 10 minutes, and it just completely changes the way the house feels when I wake up. Your environment is a reflection of your mental state and vice versa, which is why I think it's so important to put in the little extra effort to take care of your house, of your digital space, of your clutter, so that you can be creative and not have to worry about the things that have to get done around you. It honestly makes the biggest difference to work and live in a tidy space when it comes to your motivation and just your daily energy levels. All right, guys, it is the next day. Are we surprised? No, clearly not very used to filming, but here we are. Please excuse this beautiful mess. I just finished studying for the entire day, and this was a habit I really wanted to share with you because, again, life-changing. I think I've said that 10,000 times in this video, but one of the things I do at the very end of the workday is to clock out. It's a little checklist I have in my Notion, and the idea is to kind of like bring my computer back to a little bit of order, and also to kind of close the workday specifically really on a good note, to just be able to completely close the book, leave it on the desk, and not have to think about it again until the next day. Because my philosophy is, if you are still thinking about work in some form, if you're still thinking about what you're supposed to do or trying to prioritize in your head or remember tasks, you are not clocked out. Like, you are not able to enjoy the other part of your life. It is just one of my favorite things to do because it really does mark the beginning of kind of a different mood for me. It allows me to just relax a little more. And I think that's so healthy and so important for us to be able to be present as much during work as during our off hours. So I just go through the checklist. It's honestly really, really fast. I figure out what tasks I didn't do, what I need to do tomorrow. I look at the rest of my list and figure out what things I actually want to get done this afternoon or this evening in the house. And at this time, I take some time to check in on all of these millions of habits that I've been mentioning throughout this video. Before you come at me, I know that everything I've said is just insane. That's so many habits, and it is so unrealistic for us to actually do all of those habits every single day. That's just not something that I even want to strive for. And I also strongly believe that you don't need to do something every single day for it to be a habit. So what do I do? Because I know that obviously I'm gonna have trackers. Obviously I love the act of checking things off. It is a huge motivator for me. So this is what I do. I have the app on my phone. I'm gonna pop here the little screen recording that's called Habit. This is one of my favorite trackers. I have a list of a bunch of the healthy practices that I really like to do that I think are good for me. I just go every single day throughout the day and I tick off the things that I've done and I kind of look at the list. But this is not my real tracker. My goal is never to actually accomplish all the things on this list. That's not, let's say, the tracker that counts. This is just an app that I have on my home screen to be reminded of balance and all of these healthy, positive things throughout my day. But the method I actually use to keep track of kind of like the overall healthy, balanced state of my life is what I call the 5x7 method. So this entire method is based on the idea that I have 7 things, habits, areas of my life, if you want to call them. Still don't have a name for them. If you do, please pop it in the comments below. These are what I would say are my keystone habits. Those habits that just by implementing them and actually sticking to them, they have a ripple effect on your life, in which it allows you to stick to other habits and other very positive things and practices in your life. What are the things that when I do them really make a difference in my life? The 7 things are mind, body, soul, space, growth, focus, and sunlight. The method's called the 5x7 because I would like to stick to these 7 5 times a week. I strive to complete 5 of them in one day. As you can see, yesterday I did this. I did tidy my space. I did stuff for my space, and I didn't read, and I did finish my top priorities. So what I do then, if you're interested in the Notion tracking aspect of it, I'll write here like if I read a book, what book it was, just because I like that. But then over here, these are all templates that are all they're gonna do is kind of populate the icon here. This is where we're gonna get the scoring for me, so that it's kind of visual. So if I wasn't planning on doing anything, it's a rest day. And then my goal is the green, which is 5 habits. So for example, yesterday I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here we go, 5. And that's perfect, that's why it's green. And then you can kind of guess what these are depending on how many habits I have filled in, and that's it. So when I actually go to that tracker here, you will be able to see kind of like the scoring for each day, the habits that I have filled, and you know, just get a rough idea about how I'm doing within these things, which are the things that I actually do care about. It's pretty much bedtime, and last 2 habits I wanted to share with you guys is number 1, reading. I actually did used to enjoy reading before bed for a really long time, and I am miserably failing at it. I haven't read a single page in the entire year, but I really want to get back into it. So as of right now, I'm happy with just lighting up my Kindle. That definitely counts for me, and hopefully I'll build that habit. And the other habit that I'm really trying to enforce is going to bed early. So, you know, full circle, if you want to wake up early, gotta go to bed early. And I have a really hard time with that one, but we're giving it a shot. That is it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, all the things. You know, it really helps me around here. And if there are any habits that I didn't cover that you guys really do, let me know, because I'm I'm always interested. For now, I'm just gonna try to read a page of my book and go to bed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys in the next one.